Thank you. Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertanton.com, coming to you with your No Frills, the voice commentary from a singer. Last night, The Voice went live and all 24 contestants performed. They sang for a spot on their teams. One was saved during the show, and tonight, 2 teams will sing for their remaining 2 spots, TeamBlake and TeamAlicia. Tonight, 1 contestant will be saved by the public vote and 1 by their coach, and I thought that they were going to do it at the end of the show, but they're going to do it at the end of tomorrow's show when the other 2 teams will perform. So, okay, up first was TeamBlake. It was Spensha Baker. She did Smoke Break by Carrie Underwood, and she is such a natural and just had to stand there to have so much stage presence. It was a good vocal start, and I was enjoying her working the stage and bopping to the music. The backgrounds were sometimes a little louder than necessary, but her voice was shining through nicely throughout the mix, and all the coaches stood for her. Wilkes was up next. He did Don't Speak by No Doubt, and even Carson called this an interesting song choice, and my face went like, really? Okay. But he had the right amount of rasp and was biting into those notes as he started. This was actually working really well for him, and he had a very emotional take on the lyrics, kind of dark, with a nice groove and good changes to the melody. He was ready for anything. As the mic started dropping down to it, he just dropped on down with it and kept on singing on to the end. The music had dropped out. I was like, you better go on and finish that song, boy. Whatever way you got to, I felt like he could lay it out on the stage. You got to be ready when something happens on stage. Let me tell you, I was just performing Saturday night. The guy's mic went out while he was doing perfect, and I had to run over with mine and give it to him and take his and take him. You know what I'm saying? You got to be ready. You just have to be ready for all things to happen because, you know, anything that can happen will happen. All the coaches stood for him. Pryor Baird was up next. He did 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton. He dropped the guitar for this and seemed to start the melody a little too high, but corrected on the second half of the verse. This was kind of ambitious for his voice, I felt. He had the notes in the verse, but it was very fast for him. And then he was struggling to get those notes in the chorus, but got a lot of cover from the background. That last part was pretty good, and all the coaches stood for him. And I mean by the last part, the last few notes where he was really wailing. He had all of that tone in his voice, you know, and he really got it out very well. But in certain places, it just wasn't that great. Giogio did Love Yourself by Justin Bieber. And remember yesterday in that, I was asking for him to do something more current. He was looking sharp in that suit and picked a more current song, and it sounded really good in his voice. He sounded more current, but the problem was that he has this certain style when he's doing the old school thing, and he didn't bring that into what he was doing on the current material, which was like, okay, so maybe he can't do anything else for me. His tone showed very well on this song. I was really enjoying it. It was really beautiful in my ear. Nice riffs on the feel small part. This showed that he can be more of a current artist, but he needs to figure out how to meld his style from the old school into the new school. Solid vocal though. And if you think this is a solid commentary, please make sure to thumb it up and let me know that you're watching. You guys aren't commenting enough. I want more comments. I want 50, 60, 70 comments. I want more. I thank you so much for watching, and I thank you for your thumbs. The last person on TeamBlake was Gary Edwards. He did America the Beautiful, and he has such a great voice and such elasticity, and he can just all over the place. This may have been the best choice he has made so far. It was a little pandering, I felt, to the audience, but you gotta do what you gotta do, and I ain't mad at him. He started out pretty straight for the way he usually sings, you know, very gospel, very riffy, but he started it out pretty good, kept it kind of clean, and then he started getting the amping it up and doing his riffs, and when he hit that falsetto note, oh, he gave me a little chill, and all the coaches stood for him on the ending. TeamAlicia was up next with Terrence Cunningham doing Ain't Nobody by Chaka, and he went back to the style of his blind auditions to start this song and totally changed it up from Rooter to Tooter, I wrote. From Rooter to Tooter. I didn't even recognize it. I was enjoying his tone and the mood he was setting, but honestly, I wasn't sure how to feel about this total makeover of, like, I mean, everything from the melody to, I was like, okay, it was totally unrecognizable, and it made me nervous. Then they got back to the original groove. He flubbed a few lyrics, and the arrangement had some really great jazzy elements that blew my mind. All the coaches stood for him, and I was kind of like, this was kind of a ride going, and I was engaged, and he had me the whole time wondering what was going to happen next. I really enjoyed that. Kristiana Danielle did Take Me to Church by Hozier, and her tone was so beautiful on this, and she started, and she was looking like Brandy with her hair pulled back. I couldn't help but think of Wade McDonald on this song. I'm sorry, I just can't. I just couldn't. The band was, again, a little too loud and overpowering, but she sounded good in the places where I could really hear her. Great attitude and great command of the stage. Jackie Foster did Alone by Heart, and this started out a little too soft, and I only caught up on the second half of the first verse. When she hit the chorus of this, and it was so powerful and effortless, I was really like drawn in. Her voice perfectly rolled those high notes, and she wailed away up there and made it look so easy. The sustained high notes, I wrote sustained high notes for days and days. So good. I was loving her. I loved her last week and the week before, and this week she is really trying to steal my heart. Kelsey Johnson was up next. She did Need You Bad by Jazmine Sullivan, and her tone was so beautiful on this melody. It really popped such a bite, and I felt like she was in concert tonight, in her own concert. Very comfortable choice that showed off her vocals and style, and she handled the call and response so well and gave some attitude, and she had me riveted to those little movements she was doing. Yeah, I was like, oh girl, the afro was shaking and all that good stuff. Oh my God. I was really enjoying. I loved this. Very, very wonderful. I wrote stellar. And last on TeamAlicia was Johnny Bliss. He did One and Only by Adele. And he started out with a little woo, you know, I like that kind of stuff, and attacked that first few words, but kind of faded away on a light falsetto, which came in and out during that first part of the song. He had a good investment in the lyrics and sounded a lot more consistent when he took the mic off the stand. His voice has so much passion, and it really didn't go well when he went into that weak falsetto. It's so strong, and he was doing all this, and then it would get really weak, and it just seemed like a mistake. This was up and down for me, not as solid as I expected from him. Okay, I have given you my comments. Now it's your turn to give me yours down in the comments section. I thought that we were going to have the results tonight, but they are going to do results for both teams tomorrow night after Team Adam and Team Kelly perform. Will you be watching that, or will you be watching Empire, or will you be watching something else? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your thumbs. Thank you for sticking around. This is Robert Anton, RobertAnton.com. I will see you later. I'm out.